Hi y'all, this is Sia Nas and welcome to episode 38 of the Diary of Sia Nas. So usually I complain about how long it's taken me to set up today, and it didn't take me so long, but today it took me ages to put my face on. Looking really different. I've sort of gone for a nudie look. And I put my lip liner like a bit wider around my lips because last week, I guess because I was wearing red, like darker things make things look smaller. I made my lips look a bit smaller. So I thought I'll use a bit of a nudie colour and like line it around my lips. Now my lips look huge. And I look a bit drag queeny. I think I've put too much on. The contouring is looking as bad as ever. I'm looking a bit pale, looking a bit drag queeny. I don't even look like myself. I look really different. Anyway, I hope you're enjoying the entertainment. Someone left a comment on the video saying that, I've got a great sense of humour and I should do comedy, which is a surprise to me. But, if you guys are enjoying the podcast and it's bringing you some laughs, well, then I'm happy for it too. We're here to I'm here to entertain me, myself and I. We're here to entertain you. So that's the goal, really. So let's start the week. It's been a busy week. I'm reading my purple fluffy llama diary, and I've written over 4 pages. So let's start with the week. So we started on Monday, 26th of August. And on Monday, I had a doctor's appointment for Mum, nice and early at the hospital. All's well, which is always good. They're checking up on her a bit more because of the negligence of one of the idiot doctors. So it's good to see them. But I think we got like all these appointments, and then when we got there, the doctor we saw was like, am I supposed to be seeing you today? And we're like, yeah. And I even gave them all my appointment papers the last time I was there, and they looked it up for me, and then they consolidated them and put them on one paper. And and I think it was a mistake. But anyway, we went there and we had some coffee. It's a nice cafe there at the hospital. And so I guess that was good. And then after that, I had to go to Bunnings to, what did I get? Oh, a lawnmower. I had to get a lawnmower. And it's interesting the people you find. And the guy that was helping me with the lawnmower, he put it together for me. And because Dad's so tight, he just refuses to buy anything. So I had to go because he was trying to fix the lawnmower, but it just wasn't working. So I had to go and buy a lawnmower, and I asked the guy to put it together for me, and we're just having a conversation. And turns out, and I said to him, he was putting something together, and I'm like, "Is that going to stay?" And he goes, "Yeah, for as long as I'm alive." And I'm like, "Oh, I wonder what that means." And I said to him, "Oh, is everything all right?" And he's like, yeah, I'm okay. And I'm like, "Oh, do you have something?" And he's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Oh, do you have cancer?" And he said that yes, he's got cancer. I think he said it was prostate cancer, and it had spread. And he was saying that he had it 2 years ago, and he did all the treatment, and it went away. And now it's come back and it's spread, and he said to his doctors that he doesn't want any treatment until they find out where it's gone and what it is now. And so yeah, that's interesting. But I found that when I was an Uber driver, I'm very good at making people open up and talk because I'm a very chatty sort of person, as you can tell. And he was really he really opened up. And it's always interesting to hear people's stories, and especially as an Uber driver, I heard everything. And even people who got in the car and thought they'll just say hello and that was it, by the end of it I knew their whole story. And it happened every time. Very rarely did somebody get in the car and didn't speak to me. But I always found out, usually most people's story by the end of the trip. And I found that men tend to open up a lot more than women, which surprised me. Like, men are really chatty, which I never thought would be the case. They are really chatty. Very interesting conversations I've had. So anyway, that was at Bunnings. And then when I got home, I uploaded my podcast to Anchor and I promoted it. And once again, I've got to keep an eye on what I label the podcast and what I put in the descriptions, because Instagram and Facebook and Twitter are very touchy about what you put in the subject. So I had to wait a while before my podcast, before the Instagram post got approved so that I could promote it. So I've just got to be careful with the descriptions. So that was on Monday, busy day. So on Tuesday, I started editing the YouTube video for my podcast, and I added all the images, like the Nigerian boys who are teaching themselves how to make sci-fi videos with their iPhone and a broken iPhone, and they're using a green screen, and they're just teaching themselves. And I'm not even sure how that came up. I think I was just talking about uploading the video. So I talked about them and all the platforms that you can watch this YouTube on, and I'll put it there. So you can have a look there, and I'll tell you again at the end of the podcast. So that was on Tuesday. Then on Wednesday, I had, it's called neurofeedback, where I go for like this 1 hour session, and the first half hour is counseling, like you're talking with a psychologist, which is really, really helpful, especially now with my parents being ill. It's quite stressful, and it's good that I've got somebody to talk to about that, and it's always good to unload and burden them. And the good thing is that you get to hear what you're thinking, and then sometimes you think, oh yeah, it's not as bad as I thought, or oh yeah, I don't really feel like that. Like when it's in your head, it sounds worse than when you speak it. It's not as bad, or it just makes you feel better, and then you just really, you feel more relaxed because you've gotten it out and you've realized that things aren't as bad as you thought they were. So that's really cool. And then after the half-hour session, then I do the neurofeedback, where they put these little sensors on your head and on your ears, and it just helps calm the brain waves in your head. I'll try and find the video so that you can have a look. There's an excellent video that explains everything, and it's like a choir. I think I've mentioned this before. It's like a choir, and it's like the alto, the soprano, the bass, and like they're all out of kilter in your mind. But when you do neurofeedback, it just brings everything into the proper order, and you just find that you're just a lot calmer and more chill, which is really good. So that was on Wednesday, and I do that on Wednesday because usually I wash my hair on a Wednesday. Like I wash other days, but Wednesday I always find that I wash my hair, because to put the sensors on your head, they have to put like this putty, and it sticks to your hair, and you got these big white globules on your hair. So I always try and do it on a Wednesday. And also on this Wednesday, I went to the diabetes nurse, which is really cool. There's one that I can see every Wednesday at a local chemist, and they have a nurse there, and you can ask her any question you want. So she's been really helpful, Diana. She's awesome. And also I went to my own GP on Wednesday. It was a busy day, lots of doctors. First my shrink, then the diabetes nurse, and then my own GP. I was just complaining about Mum's situation and how her negligent doctor almost killed her last week, which I think was the title of the podcast that I had, which is why Instagram didn't like it and didn't want to promote it. So I had to change the wording a bit, and then it was fine. And it's always good to hear like a different point of view. And the doctor was saying to me, she has patients as well that don't tell her things, and then sometimes you don't know, and like maybe the hospital thinks they're taking care of you, where the hospital thinks your doctor's taking care of you, and your doctor thinks that the hospital is taking care of things, and then there's a crack there, and then you fall in the crack, and you're the one. If you're ill, you know, things can get worse because people just assuming everyone else is looking after you. So that was really good to hear her side of it. Not that she was trying to scapegoat, but just explaining her point of view and how it happens on her end. So that was really good. And yeah, she wasn't angry or anything like that. We're just talking. It was really cool to hear that. So on Wednesday as well, while I was trying to edit the YouTube video, the lighting was so bad last week, mainly because I had the main light off and the halo light wasn't good. But today I've got all the lights on. I've got my main light on, I've got my halo light on, and I've got my desk light on as well. So lighting's a lot better. I'm giving this halo light like today is the last day. If this doesn't make the video look good, make me look good, it's gone. It's going on eBay. It's not worth it. Because I wasn't having a problem with the lighting before. It was just that I had my lamp on that side. But if I put another lamp on that side, then I just get even lighting. Because the overlight lamp I've got is fine. Didn't need to spend, hundreds of dollars getting a stupid halo light. Anyway, not complaining. Well, I am actually, but anyway. And I was doing a lot of photoshopping as well of my photos, which I don't like to do because I'm not a spring chicken. I mean, being 45 is not young. And I found that I'm photoshopping a lot more. And I don't want to. I think today should be good because I've got like really good makeup on. Like I've got banana powder. Have you guys heard of banana powder? Really weird stuff. And got it everywhere underneath. Just sort of evens out your skin tone. But looking a bit pale. Anyway, I'm learning every day. Hopefully next time I won't look so pale or drag queeny. Try to get it a bit right. So yeah, just trying not to worry too much and over Photoshop things, though. That photo looked amazing. I put a picture here so you can see which one I'm talking about, and it's my face is heavily photoshopped, but I couldn't Photoshop the bottom part here because when I was trying to do that, my hair, I don't know what it was doing, it's putting my hair there. So I don't know. It's really weird. Photoshop is really weird. The problem with Photoshop is it keeps your settings from the last thing you did. It doesn't go back to default, which is really annoying because sometimes you're doing all these different things and it keeps the settings, and it's like, I don't want those settings anymore. I want you to go back to normal, and then I'm going to go in a different direction now. So it's really annoying. What else did I do? Just reading through. Scheduled. Yeah, for some reason when I uploaded my video last week, it took like 20 minutes. Like usually it takes 2 hours, so not sure why it went so quick. So that was really cool. And even rendering was like just everything. It was really quick. I hope it does it again because usually I'm waiting like 2 hours. So that was Wednesday. So Thursday I scheduled the YouTube video for my podcast to go up, and just trying to find like the right time to upload the video. So I put it up so that it goes up automatically on its own at 8 a.m. So we'll just have to see. I think maybe I'd prefer to put it up at midday myself when I can promote it at the same time. But anyway, all trial and error. And I also made the TV with my podcast, which I really love doing, like cutting out the TV inside a picture, and I'll put it there as well. A lot more work for me, but doesn't matter. And with my invention, I'm trying to contact the people that I found that can do a 3D 3D printing, so I can do a prototype. And I sent through all the details, but I got the emails back saying that they don't have enough room on their end, so I'm going to have to try again. Actually, I should make a note so I don't forget. Making a note. Contact 3D printers. There you go. This podcast is good for something. Put my pencil back. So that was Thursday. Then on Friday, I worked on my nephew's video because it was his birthday on Saturday. And my sister, even though I've been telling her since the start of the month to send me all these to send me all the photos for the video, she sent it to me like 2 days before his birthday. And then I was like a mad lunatic trying to put everything together. So that's what I was doing on Friday. On Saturday, I had a crazy day shopping for my brother-in-law for Father's Day, because Father's Day is today on Sunday. But Saturday, because my sister will obviously get something for my dad, so we got something for him. And there's so many people, and parking was a nightmare. And so I went and I did that. And then I came back and I cleaned the house, and then went to my nephew for the birthday party, so I got all ready. And I finished the video, but what happened? I forgot it at home. I forgot it in my laptop. So I put the USB on my laptop and then I closed it. I'm not sure why I do that, because I could have sworn that I put it in my purse. But I didn't put it in my purse. And then when we got there, my sister's like, oh, where's the video? I'm like, oh, no, I forgot it. So I had to drive all the way home and then go all the way back. And it took me about 25 minutes here. So, an hour driving here and heading back to my sister's. But I'm glad that I did it, because the oldies were there, like my parents, and my sister's husband's parents were there as well. And they really loved the video. But my nephew was like, take it off. I don't want to see this. He just turned 7. And then I tried to get him more involved because I didn't want to turn it off. I did all this work. And then I tried to get him more involved. I'm like, remember when we did that? And remember when we did that? So just all these different activities. And then he got a bit more into it and he started laughing at the end. He's a funny little thing. And that was on Friday and Saturday. And my sister was saying that in one of the photos, we went to the Royal Melbourne Show, which is like a fair that we have, which is in September. So coming up in the next few weeks, looking forward to that. And he won a sloth, a stuffed sloth. And so the photo was from last September. And then my sister said he wanted it today, and they had to go into storage to go rummaging around for it. And I'm like, I hope you've got that, because he's got a bit of a temper, and if he doesn't get what he wants, my goodness. But lucky they found it, she hadn't thrown it away, and yeah, he was happy. So I didn't think he would. Oh, and I wasn't even going to put that photo in, but I thought he looked really cute. He was sucking on a lollipop, and he had the sloth with him, and he looked really cute. So I thought I'd just put that photo in. So lucky that I did. And then when I got home, I, for some reason, decided to watch the Travis Scott movie, Look, Mum, I Can Fly. And at the start, it's a bit messy. It's like, what's going on here? And I've heard of Travis Scott. I mean, doing hip-hop, I should know. I've heard of Travis Scott, but at the moment, I'm sort of in a bubble, like in my own world. Even in the last few years I'd heard of him, but I thought he's not someone that I just don't want to listen to the music. I don't know why. I never heard anything, but I'm like, I'm not interested. I've got like my artists that I like, and I'm sticking to my group of people. No, that's not the right thing to do, but I just didn't want to hear anything. And then I thought, you know what, I should I watched a documentary. I can't remember where I heard about it, but I thought I'm gonna watch it. When I watched the documentary. And Yeah, it was really good. I didn't realize that he was like such an animal at the concerts, like full on, and wow, just crazy. I mean, I would be scared to go to one of those concerts. I'd need some male friends to go with me because everyone's just crazy. But one of the guys at the concert, like a fan, was saying that if you get squashed or if you fall down, people will pick you up because of Travis Scott's message. Like, he encourages his fans, which is really nice to see. And yeah, they showed a lot of behind the scenes, and they were showing how he made Astro World and where the name Astro World came from. Like, I don't know anything. Well, I didn't know anything about him. And then you just learn more about him, that he's from Houston, and it was a theme park that was there, and then they tore it down and it was called Astro World. And it was really interesting. I think one of my favourite scenes, being someone who's trying to mix and master their own songs, is a section where Mike Dean, who is mixing his album, I don't know if he made any beats for it, but he was mixing the album, and they all went into a truck. I don't know if it was Travis Scott's or whoever's. They went into the truck to put the music on so that you can hear the sound. Like, if you play it on your computer, or if you play it on your speakers, obviously, or if you play it in your car, the sound is going to be different, but you want to try and get the best sound that you can, like on all three. And that's like a good test. If you finish mixing a song and you play it in the car, like if the sound is good, like then it's good. And they were all like bopping along, like shaking their heads, like, yeah, this is really good. Because of the woofers in the car, you can hear the boom in there. So yeah, I was like, so they obviously do, the car test. So I found that interesting. Again, that's because I'm mixing and mastering my music, and I've heard that you should do that test to see if you've got it right. And they showed Kylie as well and the baby, like we've never before seen footage, things that I haven't seen before. But yeah, they're like that concert. The concert looks. I would love to go, but I think I would be scared to go on my own. I'd have to take like a group of people, and I don't know any of my friends that like hip hop music. I find that a lot of hip hop music I go by myself, but I don't mind anyway, as long as I can go. I don't like missing out. So, but anyway, I'll have to see about that one. And then today is Sunday, and Sunday is Father's Day in Australia, so took Dad to Hellenic Republic, which is close by to us. It's not far away. And we had a nice meal, and it's always good because, Mum's diabetic and I'm gluten intolerant. I'm lactose intolerant too, but I thought it's going to be too difficult trying to get it all done, all of us to be able to eat something. So I just said, look, I'm gluten intolerant. I just, but they have a good selection. I think they had a new girl there because she was like, no, can't do this, no, can't do that. And I'm like, no. So then she got someone else, and then he said, oh yeah, we can cater to you, we can help you. So, they really need to speak to the new staff and be more flexible. But luckily this guy that I think I recognized him from last time, like a few of the staff I recognized from last time, been there a few times, and he catered to us. So that was really, really good. They've got an excellent selection of food, lots of healthy meals. So it was really good. Had a really nice meal, got lots of leftovers, which is even better. Yes, doggy bags, which they encourage, which is good because I don't like to see food go to waste. And that is what happened today on Sunday. So a little bit of music there, but only talking about the video. But something else that I was watching last night as well was Strike a Pose, which is a documentary about the Madonna's backup dancers from her In Bed with Madonna movie. And yeah, like I always say, you always think that, they're in the spotlight and they've got this great life and everything's wonderful. But if you watch that documentary, it's really sad. Because I remember after that documentary came out, two or three of her dancers sued her because they revealed too much. She revealed too much about them. and it made them uncomfortable. But once it's out, it's out. So, and then you've got to watch it's called Strike a Pose. It's on Netflix. Like both of these, the Travis Scott Look Mum I Can Fly and Strike a Pose, is both on Netflix. If you can get a chance to see both of those, they're really good. The Strike a Pose is really amazing as well. It's very heartfelt, beautiful. Like the two of the dancers, they said they went through a lot together, and there was so much love. Like they've met 25 years later, and the stories are sad. It's sad. I wish better for them. I really do, and I hope Madonna might see it and maybe get in contact with them so they can all have a good talk. Because they said once the tour finished, their relationship, as you would imagine, sort of died. But I think that upset all of them because they went through so much and it was such an intense time that maybe the relationship would go on forever. But you got to watch the documentary. It's sad. It's sad. Anyway, because one of them died from AIDS. And one of them was hiding from all of them that he had AIDS. And he had AIDS from 1987 and they were on tour in 1991. And he never told anyone. His prerogative too, absolutely. But then he was saying that it was such a heavy burden. And but then they all hugged him because he told them, I think for the first time, I think the documentary was made last year or the year before, 2017, I think. And they all found out for the first time and they've known each other all these years. But yeah. And then one of the other guys has got HIV as well. So, it's amazing the advances in medicine that's managed to keep them alive. And they look so healthy. They look amazing. But, they were really stressed. Really sad. But it's really good. Like, it's it's sad, but it's lovely. Yeah. Anyway, so leaving on a little sad note, but definitely something to think about. Other people's stories, always interesting to hear what other people go through, and makes you think about your life and how lucky you are, and So that's it for this week. Hopefully I'm feeling things are getting a bit better now with Mum's health, and tomorrow we find out about Dad's health because he's going to get results back from a test, so I'll see if things are going to smooth out or if they're going to dive again. God, I hope they don't dive. I just don't have the energy to keep this up. It's hard enough with one parent like really unwell. To have two parents really unwell, I don't know what I'm going to do with myself. Like I said to one of my friends, I'm going to join the circus if Dad gets bad news. I am not hanging around. Of course I'm going to hang around, but geez. Anyway, we find out tomorrow, so I'll let you know next week. But I hope you guys all have good news. Everything went well for you. You had a good Father's Day. And to those who don't have a father, my heart goes out to you without a father figure. Do the best you can. Find good friends. Find good mentors. Get help if you need it. Counselling. Look after yourselves. And I will catch you next week. Over here is where you can hear my podcast. That's come in handy doing that. Don't have to tell you all of them, but definitely on iTunes and Apple Podcast, you can hear it. So I will catch you next week. Take care and see you later. Bye.